It is a privilege to be here in Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the Jewish people, at a gathering that has become a vital platform for diplomacy, dialogue, and ideas in our region. Gershon Agron, the founder of the Jerusalem Post, was both a pioneer of Jewish advocacy and a founding father of the State of Israel. In 1924, shortly after moving his family to Jerusalem, he wrote to Chaim Weizmann, Israel's future first president, "I am, in the first place, a newspaper man, but I'm afraid I'm a Zionist one." In the spirit of its founder, the Jerusalem Post remains a newspaper, but it is not afraid to say it is a Zionist one. For decades, the Jerusalem Post has carried Israel's story beyond the streets of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem into Washington, London, and capitals around the world. On behalf of the Knesset and the people of Israel, I extend our deepest appreciation and respect. This year, we meet amid a war in the shadow of October 7th that will go down in history as the darkest day for the Jewish people since the Holocaust. This is a war unlike any in our history, not on one front, but on seven. Our enemies plotted a war of annihilation, but their plan not only failed, it backfired with full force. We crushed Hamas's chain of command. We shattered Hezbollah's illusions of conquest. We strike the Houthi regime at its core, and we eliminated terror leaders from Beirut to Sana'a to Tehran. Those still alive know well they have no immunity and no refuge anywhere. Israel exposed the weakness behind the Ayatollah's threats to eradicate the world's only Jewish state. And we showed the strength and resolve behind our sacred vow. When we say never again, we mean never again. And we have also demonstrated to the world what we have long known, that necessity is the mother of invention. From the pagers that decapitated Hezbollah's leadership to technologies that intercept ballistic missiles in outer space, we have shown that innovation is our fortress and our forte. This war has brought unimaginable heartbreak, but the nation of miracles delivered a miraculous comeback. Those who sought to erase us from the map are now watching us redraw that map. This turnaround is the fruit of many forces: the resilience of our citizens, the resolve of our leadership, the loyalty of our friends, and the support of our allies and partner. And I want to emphasize to you, Mike, how fortunate we are to have you, to have President Trump and the American leadership on our side, and how profound and eternal is our gratitude. Thank you, partner. Thank you. But above all, it was the valor of our soldiers, the men and women of the Israel Defense Forces, who fight like lions on land, at sea, and in the air. Our hearts and our prayers are with them as they press forward in the vital ground offensive into Gaza City, happening as we speak. And yet, even as Israel fights for its survival, the world slips back into its habit of appeasement. Just a few minutes ago, it was published that a so-called neutral UN inquiry committee determined that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. The UN has become a despicable institution where truth is a lie and a lie is truth. This is a modern blood libel much like those spread by the Nazis and our greatest haters over generations. We survived Pharaoh, we will survive Gutierrez. Just a few nights ago, the United Nations General Assembly presented another hollow performance with a vote that rewards terror, ignores massacre, and obstructs the path to real peace, as you have just stated, Mike. We have seen this play before. Europe once convinced itself that appeasement could tame aggression. Today, some of its leaders repeat the same mistake, indulging illusions of statehood while Hamas still holds hostages and perpetrates senseless violence against Israeli civilians. History condemned the appeasers. The future will too. This is no time for weak leaders. It's time for Churchills, not Chamberlains. Israel will not be lectured by those who cower from terror, and we will not be the midwives for a state whose sole goal is to bury us. While they write resolutions, we will write the reality on the ground. And while they twist reality to align with their cowardice, we will speak the truth, that the only path to peace runs not through staged declarations, but through the defeat of evil. That appeasement always ends in bloodshed and betrayal of the very values and liberties we stand for. At the heart of journalism stands the freedom of speech. And it is embodied in Israel's freedom of press, a freedom so rare in our region and so powerfully represented by the Jerusalem Post. The liberty to voice your opinions, no matter how controversial they may be, and to compete in the marketplace of ideas without fearing that you will be threatened or lose your life as a result. That liberty stands not only at the foundation of journalism, but at the very core of the democratic idea itself. These are the foundations upon which the Knesset is built. And this idea took a bullet last week with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, who more than many others represented the willingness to debate and confront opposing ideas.
Right.
I agreed with Charlie on most issues, not all, but even if I hadn't agreed with him on anything, I would still stand here before you shocked to my core, expressing heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, followers, and the American people. Charlie Kirk's sacrifice demands that we take up that banner to defend freedom, to confront lies without fear, and to do as President Trump thundered when an assassin nearly struck him down: fight, fight, fight. May this horrible tragedy serve as a turning point in political and media discourse. In his letter to Chaim Weizmann, going back to Gershon Agron, he wrote that his work breathes a spirit of constructive optimism. To the Post, I say, your work still breathes that spirit today. You give our citizens a voice that cannot be silenced, and the confidence that, in the end, those who fight for what is right will prevail. This optimism is not naive. It is rooted in the knowledge that we have overcome every trial placed before us, that from every descent we ascended. It is a story as old as our scriptures, as the prophet Micha declared, Al tismechi oyavti li, ki nafalti, kamti, ki yeshev b'choshech, Hashem or li. Do not rejoice over me, my enemy. Though I have fallen, I rise again. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord is my light. That hope has tested in our exile, but proven true in our return. It is the anthem of Israel and the faith that guides us still. With God's help, Israel will prevail once more. Shana Tova, everyone. May all the hostages return to their families. May God protect our troops, and may the Jerusalem Post keep shine bright. Thank you. Shana Tova.
You might have not.